What is up, everybody? Nostalgia Twin here. Today we're about to finish up What Remains of Edith
I
Finch.
can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Right now we're about to get to Gus.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Gus wanted no parts of this wedding. Hey, do they even care to fly this kite around? Can't even fly through people with this thing. Okay.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Ha.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Like a storm going on?
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power.
Okay, don't tell me.
And all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Okay, I figured that was what was going to happen.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Oh, that's dark. He was 13. Okay, let's see what we got
My mom moved up
next.
to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Okay, so Dawn is Edith's mother.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good, almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Okay, so Milton is the one, they don't know if he's
After
alive or
Milton
dead.
disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
I wonder if we'll actually run into Milton.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh wait, what is this? Oh, okay. What?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Okay, so that's basically an unsolved mystery, I guess. Just kind of hoping we would have got some kind of inkling to where Milton may possibly be, or if he's still alive, if he isn't. It's pretty confusing. Okay.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Alright, so up next is Lewis.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis. Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say his room smelled like weed, because I can already tell, like, with the way this room is set up.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Wait, how did I make that on the left side move? Something moved. Because I know I'm not supposed to be, like, continuously.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
So it's like a maze, kind of.
Then something moved. Bats. And
Okay, you
toads.
said something move. I thought the fish was gonna pop out. Surprisingly, this game isn't. There's nothing scary about it.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
Okay, so fish is blocking the pathway. Oh wait. Oh, why did I think of that? Okay.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. on the edge of a city he named Louis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Got a wild imagination.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery, but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
He got that Mario flag thing.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Get these fish out the way.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Wait, that doesn't
Queen
even
was
sound
on
right.
her own
Handsome
quest
queen,
for
beautiful prince. That's isn't that dope? Well, never mind. Never mind.
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase
there's
led
a
him
lot
to
of
a
fish.
golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something
is
greater
dope.
than a king.
Yeah, he is so unfocused.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Okay, so we're back at the cannery.
We began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Wait, so this is Lewis. Yeah, he's not even paying attention. Okay, and then that's the, that's what they're using to chop the fish's heads off. Hey, Lewis. Yeah, he's not paying attention.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Okay, so from what I gather here, okay, so Lewis
The
is
Queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
okay. What is going? Wait a minute.
Then down his
Don't tell me. Okay, that's the guillotine. Okay, that is one way to go out. Right there. That is one way to go out. That, oh my goodness.
and the rest I think
That is
you know.
one way to go out.
Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us
Oh
who knew him.
man. Whew. These stories get crazier and crazier. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next
brother
video,
was
I'm
really
finishing
cool.
it out.
I wish you could have met him.
This is crazy. Sorry for not really saying much. I know this is a very like narrative driven. Like I had to let the psychiatrist, you know, speak on what's going on. But till next time, catch you guys later.